Well, hello. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Coffee with Stephen. So, this week's blog has to do with prejudice. It has to do with perceptions, the way we deal with those, and oftentimes the prejudices that we have about people that we're yet to meet don't necessarily work themselves out the way that we had intended them to when we actually do meet them. I specifically identify a woman who came in and did a CCW class with us. And when I looked at the intake form that she had provided, looked at her age, types of guns that she had, I had sort of a established idea of the type of person she was going to be. Well, it wasn't the way that it ended up being. She's probably one of the most accomplished shooters that I've probably had the pleasure to meet. But that wasn't the impression that I had from simply looking at the intake form. And it really got me to thinking. Oftentimes, we do have these ways of looking at people and categorizing people in certain boxes because, quite candidly, it makes our life a little bit easier. It makes it a little bit more efficient. And the reality is that oftentimes that can put us into positions where we become more vulnerable. So as somebody who is constantly trying to become a master at skill at arms, we always need to understand that that transcends the actual use of the gun, that it dovetails into our entire concept of situational awareness, making sure that the threat dynamics that exist around us are legitimate threats or aren't, and we can't become complacent by looking at somebody and just sort of naturally assuming that they're not going to be a threat. The reality is that oftentimes the backstory to these individuals are a lot more colorful than we realized. So, as always, guys, I hope you read the blog. I hope you enjoy it. It was kind of fun, to write about it and remember the training that we had done a few days ago. Guys, always keep in mind, train constantly, train consistently, train with purpose. And as always, if you have any questions or would like to comment on this or just get a hold of me, always feel free to drop me an email at steven@artemishq.com. Once again, thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next week for another edition of Coffee with Stephen. Thank you.